Since the character's debut in 2014, John Wick has quickly become one of the most popular action movie characters of all time. Throughout the 3 John Wick movies that have debuted in theaters so far, the titular assassin has used a wide variety of weapons to kill off his enemies, and he doesn't just stick to guns either. Many of these weapons are incredibly powerful, while others are only deadly because they're being used personally by John Wick, who is a master when it comes to thinking outside of the box. Whether it's a high-powered assault rifle or a simple pencil, nobody is quite safe when John Wick wields these weapons. STI 2011 John Wick Combat Master Package. This really is one of the finest double-stack 9mm 1911 pistols on the market today. It's a ludicrous amount of ammunition to pack into one handgun, everything is match-grade, and this is a competition-spec gun that could easily turn into the ultimate must-have fashion accessory of the summer. STI International has turned the double-stack 1911 into an art form. It is telling that it has focused its efforts on 9mm rather than the more cumbersome 45 ACP. John Wick has made a lot of enemies too, so round count is a big deal for him. This is a hitman that killed 3 guys with a pencil and now one with a book. But he tends to piss off large groups of people. So 22+1 rounds is a damn sight better than the 7+1 Kimber 1911 he got in John Wick Chapter 2 from the Bowery King Lawrence Fishburne. The grip is polymer, the frame is aluminum, and that's how STI has come up with some modern-day witchcraft when it comes to the final weight. It's not a typo. This is a full-size, 3-pound gun. Perhaps that's why it costs so much. This is absolutely a match-grade gun that is almighty as a nightstand pistol and a self-defense tool. It isn't the best concealed carry handgun in the world, but it is an absolute work of art and a weapon so utterly suited to urban warfare that it has the official seal of approval from John Wick. Heckler & Koch P30L. This is just a black polymer handgun, and yet it might be the best of the John Wick guns. The P30 in its standard form is a popular service pistol for police forces that get subsidies or can just afford to buy HK firearms online. I can't get as excited about the HK VP9 for some reason, even though it's a massively competent firearm. The truth is that Sig Sauer and Glock closed the perceived reliability and fit and finish gap while keeping prices lower. Is the HK better than the Glock and the Sig? Possibly, but it's marginal these days, and the HK price tag just seems nonsensical when there are similarly talented semi-automatic handguns for much less money. But the HK P30L is special, perhaps because it was the handgun John Wick used to lay waste to the Russian mob. That infamous killing spree that started over a dead puppy and a stolen car. The one in the new film doesn't have the compensator, that was just a touch overkill, but it's still an absolutely iconic handgun. Heckler & Koch is a legend for a reason, but it has lost the sheen of invincibility with the latest range of handguns. Not because there's anything wrong with them, it's just the opposition has closed the gap. Walther CCP. John Wick is used to taking away other people's guns and using them against them, particularly if he's the target. He does this again in the 3rd chapter when an assassin tries to take him out with a Walther CCP fitted with a compensator. He later uses the weapon during the motorcycle chase scene. The CCP fires 9x 19mm Parabellum or 380 AC per rounds from an 8-round magazine and weighs just 1.4 ounces, making it lightweight and easy to carry. The Walther CCP grip allows for a handful of handgun and a nice high grip. The trigger guard undercut and Tony Beavertail allows for a comfy high grip that doesn't beat your hands up. A higher grip allows for more control, and you can maximize that recoil reduction. While it might not be as soft recoiling as a full-size pistol, the difference is apparent. It's one of the more shootable subcompacts on the market. It comes in multiple versions, including a stainless steel duotone version, which is featured in the film. TTI John Wick Benelli M2 Ultimate 3. We have already worked out that John Wick doesn't mind spending big on firearms, but even he might wince at more than $3,000 for a shotgun. It has been billed as the best 3-gun shotgun that money can buy, but still. He doesn't really buy it anyway, it's a loner. This is not a cheap gun. But then it comes from Taran Tactical Innovations, and company boss and multiple world champion sport shooter Taran Butler knows a thing or two about 3-gun competition. This shotgun gets a custom bolt carrier. The lightweight trigger takes 3 orbs off the pull. A machined and polished receiver and feed mechanism offers faster loading. Modifications to the extractor and the barrel to make sure this gun goes bang every time. It's a 7+1 tactical shotgun with a 21-inch barrel. A Nordic tube magazine extension gives it a little more firepower, although we were hoping for a box magazine-fed shotgun. John Wick needs the same fast reload times. Accuracy and reliability are pretty useful across the board. Keanu Reeves shows off some unique quad-loading skills too, which is another firearms in joke. It's a slick skill too. TTI Sig Sauer MPX Carbine. John Wick's signature weapon stance is part of his character traits, and he shows it off when he wields an assortment of assault rifles. In the third film, he busts out an MPX carbine during the fight at the New York Continental, equipped with an MRO sight and a laser module. The MPX is a variant of the popular Sig Sauer Combine, which fires 9x19mm 357 SIG or 40 Smith & Wesson rounds. The MPX features a 14.5-16 barrel and can fire 10, 20 or 30 rounds, depending on the choice of magazine. There's a Hyperfire 24 reflex trigger, Lancer carbon fiber rail, and lots of other trick parts and accessories that turn this into the ultimate competition shooter. And the fact that John Wick is rocking a 9mm rifle at all will have sent some of you into nervous spasms. Honestly, we get that. A John Wick Sig Sauer MPX, if you pictured it in your head, would almost certainly be the shorter pistol platform that has established itself as one of the best close-quarters combat weapons on the market. Rex01 Alpha. Jerome Flynn's character Berada made a fatal mistake when he put a bullet in Sophia's dog in Casablanca. But at least he did it with one of our favorite full-size 9mm handguns. The Rex01 Alpha is a Slovenian pistol from Rex, a military supplier for many years. The guns are machined from billet to exacting ISO standards. Income inequality and cheap labor must explain why they can deliver this kind of quality for $999. This is a custom gun in essence with a simple finish. The gun gets a nitro-carburized finish that you normally find on high-end custom AR-15s. It works perfectly, and the tight tolerances eliminate shimmy in the long slide. That means this gun is a seriously smooth shooter. Colt Model 1903 Pocket Hammerless. Winston gifts this pistol to Wick in the third chapter during the scene in the executive lounge. It's a gun that has seen a lot of service as a US military sidearm, beginning with its initial production in 1903. Simplistic, stylish, and reliable, the Colt 1903 was powerful enough to do its task, though it was a bit on the heavy side, and its stopping power has since been dwarfed by its successors. Nevertheless, it is considered a classic, particularly the film version, thanks to its good-looking pearl grip.